Okay. I'm Suzanne Sole. That's my time. Okay, no. You guys have been great. I'm Suzanne Sole. That's my time. No, that's my time. And then, oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh God. So I think it's time for the show to start. Penelope, I order you to stop napping on Mount Everest. You stop napping on Mount Everest. I know you want something so. I love my jeans.
I'll wear my jeans to the store.
Di loro è un parrucchiere. Dovrei farti chiamare.
I really wish I spoke Italian.
And what about you, Mandy? Why'd you take her back in 2010?
Customer service, so great for me. Do you have a medical degree?
It seems like just yesterday I burst you from my loins. And now look at you.
I forgot to turn it on! Hey. Hello, and welcome to Season 2, Episode number 10 of the Suzanne Sole Show. I'm Suzanne Sole, etc. So, if you're new here, we've been talking about how I named the show after myself for all the last episodes, and just to catch you up. At first, I thought I named the show after myself so I wouldn't forget it was my show. Then I thought, it's because I'm childless. Then I thought, you know what? I may have named the show after myself while I was delusional from a UTI and watching Carol Burnett reruns. And then I said, no, I think it's because I'm lonely. Then I said, I think I named the show after myself because the Cubs traded so many players and it pissed me off. Then I said, no, it's because I can no longer do the splits and it makes me sad. And then when we were celebrating the 80s, it reminded me that I probably named the show after myself because I threw up at my high school homecoming dance. But then for Halloween, I thought maybe I named the show after myself because I peed my pants at my first haunted house. But last week, I thought it was because I'm no longer fertile. But now that we're here at episode 10, I think I named the show after myself because I met and worked with all of the Cassidy brothers except Sean. And he was the one I was in love with. Wah, wah. So episode 10 is all about stand-up comedy. And I used to do stand-up comedy. And now I'm doing it again because I don't have any friends and I got a lot to say. And also, I'm a terrible listener. So this is a great medium for me.
There's nothing she can't do. She's high-functioning Helen.
I'm just so happy to be here at the Comedy Club. And I would just like to thank the Comedy Club for doing this open mic. We've been asking for it for days and days. So finally, you're doing this open mic so the community can enjoy doing stand-up comedy as well. Yeah. And also, I don't know if you know this, but this evening benefits homeless cats. So every dollar you spend tonight at the Comedy Club will go to help homeless cats be less homeless. Anyway, this has been a dream of mine to do stand-up comedy. But I just never had the time. Between PTA meetings and luncheons and fundraisers and my organizations, I just never had a time for myself to do all the things that I dreamed of doing. You know, my life is a comedy. Every minute is chock full of something to do. But now I get to have me time. Now that the kids have gone off to school and left the nest, now it's time for me to give something to myself. Something for me, just me, and that is stand-up comedy. So thank you everyone for coming and thank you for letting me come up here and do stand-up comedy.
High-functioning Helen.
This show has been brought to you by Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin, the antidepressant medication for when you've fallen and can't get up emotionally. I actually take Wellbutrin, and I gotta tell you, it helps me feel great. And honestly, I wish I would have started taking it years ago. Because all joking aside, I think antidepressant medication gets a bad rap. Like a lot of experts will say in a derogatory tone, we are the most medicated people in all history. But I believe that's actually because they didn't have antidepressants way back then. Because if they did, I don't think that would be the case. Imagine if they had antidepressants way far back in history. Everything would be totally different, and historians might refer to some historical eras with completely different names than the ones we know them as now. Like, say, the Dark Ages might instead be called the Light and Breezy Times. The Middle Ages would be called the Mild Ages. We might have a whole slew of pleasant and uneventful eras throughout the years, like the Even Keel Times, the Normal Age, the Just Fine Era, the Peppy Enough period, and the Regular Times. And just think about all the really sad historical events that might have gone so much differently if the people involved were taking their meds. Like maybe the Tea Party would have been an actual tea party. Or the Great Depression could have been solved much quicker with the Great Anti-Depression. And all the wars and killings in history might have been canceled and instead been fun events like the Warm and Fuzzy World Get Together 1 and 2, the Genghis Khan Song and Dance Tour, the Spanish Polling Party. I just think everything would have been so much better if everyone had always been on medication. We'd probably be all dancing unicorns by now. And wouldn't that be wonderful? Or at least just A-okay? What the f- is this? This ain't funny. Not on. Not on. Oh, dinner almost ready? I'm starving like a f***ing animal. Hey, you making beef? How about corn? I got a taste for corn if you got it. Oh, I'm watching this stand-up comedy show on the TV. Let me ask you something. Where the f*** did all the comedians go? I mean, is anybody on this show gonna tell me a f***ing joke? I am into this show 20 minutes. And I have not heard one f***ing joke. They're all talking about what they discuss when they go to their shrink. Who gives a The only person who gives a about what you say to your shrink is your f***ing shrink. And probably not even her. Ha! You're right? She's probably playing Angry Birds under the f***ing desk, making $150 an hour. I should have been a f***ing shrink. I'll tell you what though, if I had the opportunity, I would love to say to one of these guys, hey, how about telling some f***ing jokes, eh, Chief? I got a ton of them if you need. And I don't even make a living as a comedian. So, maybe you want to rethink things. I wonder what they say to that. I better not though, right? I'm not as scrappy as I used to be. And if we got into it, I'd probably pull a ligament. Remember when we were kids and we were dating? And you told me that you thought I was the funniest guy you ever met? Remember that? When you said that? Yeah, right? You said that's why you married me. Because I make you laugh so much. Hey, what can I do? Some people have the gift of comedy and some people don't. And I'll tell you what, these guys on this show are some people that don't. It's a disgrace. You know, I always thought about going into stand-up comedy myself. You know that, right? I always talked about maybe I should have been a comedian. My friends tell me I should do it all the time. They say, oh, Jerry, you should go into stand-up comedy. You're hilarious. And I say, oh, Mikey, you gonna pay my mortgage? Then they shut the up. Ah. Oh, man. But I'll tell you what, if I was a millionaire and I didn't have to work for a living, you bet your ass I would be a stand-up comedian. Yeah, I would. And I'd probably be a huge hit, too.
like Andrew Dice Clay hit or Smother Brothers hit. Now those guys were funny. And they told great jokes. Not like these guys up here on this show, talking about their emotional problems and personal hygiene. Who the wants to hear about your dick cheese? I don't. How about a joke instead? How about I trade in you talking about your cheese for some comedy? Or at least a knock-knock joke. Anyway, what are you gonna do? Hey, make sure my meat is medium, all right? I hate when it's too chewy. Hey, you making corn? You know, I got a taste for corn, right? I really like corn. Anyway, yeah, I could have been a stand-up comedian. Maybe in the next life. Right?
I want to talk about the toilet paper holder at my job. It's one of those brown tinted translucent toilet paper holders with the jaws of life at the bottom of the dispenser. And I don't know how to operate it. Does anyone know how to operate those kinds of toilet paper holders? Because sometimes it's wide open and you have full access to the toilet paper. And sometimes it's in trap mode. And I have gotten my fingers trapped in those types of toilet paper holders several times. And let me tell you something, it's painful. But the whole thing is totally mysterious. And it's like you just don't know what mode it's going to be in until that crucial moment when you go for the paper. And so, you know, if there's a user manual online or a YouTube video to find out about what makes the jaws of life at the bottom of the toilet paper holder be open or closed, I would love that information. So if you find something about how to work it, could you please put it in the comments section so I can not have to suffer at work anymore? Because it's such a mystery and it makes you feel so dumb because you can't figure it out. And then on top of all of that, the toilet paper in there could not be thinner. It's literally like the thinnest paper that you can make. I don't even know how they would get it any thinner. If I worked at the toilet paper roll company that makes the thin toilet paper, I would be fired in one day because I would tear thousands of rolls. Seriously, how does he make the toilet paper that thin and not rip it? And so getting that toilet paper in the work bathroom out during a time of need literally feels like you're in a MacGyver episode and you're disarming a bomb. You need to pull the paper out so very gingerly so you can get enough to use. It's like you're a surgeon and the toilet paper is on the operating table and you have to get the toilet paper out of the jaws of life or everyone will die.
Lillian?
What, Penelope?
Lillian, as you know, my ideas for twins' adventures are always better than yours.
Whatever.
Lillian, and I think I have the most adventurous adventure for us to do that we only have to go 1 mile away to the comedy club.
Penelope, last time we went to a comedy club, they kicked you out for heckling.
Is it my fault that comedian was terrible? Not one good joke. And I paid good money.
Penelope, doing stand-up comedy isn't that easy, you know.
Well, Lillian, we're about to find out.
What do you mean?
Lillian, for Twins Night Out Adventure Night, we are going to the comedy club for the comedy club's open mic stand-up comedy night. And Lillian, I don't know if you know this, but they let anybody get up and do stand-up at the open mics.
I know that, Penelope. Everybody knows that.
Well, Lillian, what you don't know is that you and I are going to that open mic and we are going to do stand-up comedy for Twins Adventure Night. Can you believe it? Hello, everyone. My name going to do some stand-up comedy for you.
Do you have to?
Lillian, are you watching?
I'm watching.
Okay. All right, I decided that it would be so much fun for me and my twin sister Lillian to come here and do some stand-up comedy. And I read yesterday that you were doing this open mic, so I went on the internet and found a bunch of jokes. So I'm gonna tell them. Lillian, are you watching?
Yes, Penelope, I'm watching.
What do you call a false noodle?
I guess you'll have to tell us.
Impasta! Lillian, are you laughing?
I'm trying.
What sits at the bottom of the ocean and twitches?
What?
A nervous wreck! Lillian, that one was funny, laugh it!
It's hilarious.
What do you call cheese that isn't your cheese?
Just tell us.
Nacho cheese! Lillian, that was a good one, wasn't it?
Comedy gold, Penelope.
Lillian, you're not laughing.
That's because I'm dead
Hard
inside.
enough. Okay, what do you call a pile of cats?
I don't know.
A mountain! Lillian?
What?
Lillian, that was funny, wasn't it?
It's the greatest joke I ever heard, Penelope.
Okay, you guys, this has been so great, and I just have one more joke, and then that will be the end of my stand-up comedy set.
Best
My
news
first
all
time.
night.
What kind of shoes do spies wear?
I want my life back.
Sneakers! Okay, Lillian?
What?
Lillian? Okay, are you laughing?
I haven't stopped.
Okay. Everybody, this has been so fun. My name is Penelope, and I'll be back.
Let's give it up for Penelope.
Lillian? My name is Lillian, and I've never done stand-up comedy before, so this is my first time, and I don't really know what to say because my sister just told me we were coming here a half hour ago, so I really didn't have time to work out an act, or, write a lot of one-liners, or good punchlines. I don't know if you have a twin sister like I do, but if you do, I only have 2 words for you. That is, I'm sorry. Lillian! Yeah, it's not easy being a twin sister of, especially my sister, Penelope. Lillian! Because she's always trying to tell me what to do.
Lillian, stop talking about me right now.
She even tells me what to do right now. When I'm trying to be up here on my own, my first time doing stand-up comedy, I don't know how. And you know what else? She's not an expert. She doesn't know how to do stand-up comedy.
I know more than you.
Penelope, just because you watched it on a YouTube video doesn't mean you're an expert.
I looked it up, Lillian.
Anyway, I like to read books about horses, and I like to go on bike rides. So anyway, so this has been really fun. I like doing this stand-up comedy for you guys. And anyway, if you have a chance not to have a twin sister, take it. Yeah, everybody, I'm Lillian.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lillian.
Is it still going? I was like, why is it still going? Woo, woo, woo. Hey, guys, I actually have more stand-up, but I'm going to do it next week because it's enough. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa, Stephanie, Patty, and Kristen. Thank you guys for your fun comments. Thank you, everybody who watched, and share with your friends. And also, anyway, I am so excited. Next week, I have my wonderful friend, Brett Marston, will be my guest. So he's a fabulous, funny theater guy, and I just love him so much. And we're just going to have the greatest time. Thank you so much. I love you guys.